Nigerian Basketball Federation, NBBF, has announced Port Harcourt, Rivers State, as the host city for the final of the 2025 Nigerian Men's Premier Basketball League a few days ago. According to a statement signed by the NBBF Vice President and the Chairman of the Premier Basketball League, Bobs Ogunade, and released by the Federation's Secretary, Mrs. Amina Amachi, the decision followed the successful conclusion of the Atlantic and Savannah conferences. After inviting bids from participating teams to host the final 8 and final 4 phases, the NBBF confirmed that Rivers Hoopers Basketball Club emerged as the sole bidder for the both competition. In their proposal, Rivers Hoopers pledged to provide a standard venue, adequate facilities, top-notch security, medical support, live online streaming of all games, transportation to and fro competitions venue, financial assistance to participating teams, and accommodation subsidies for some of these teams, not also forgetting logistics support to Federation to ensure a smooth and hitch-free event. The final 8 is scheduled to hold from October 26th to November 3rd, 2025. The teams are expected to arrive on October 26th with matches to be played in a round-robin format from October 27th to November 2nd. So, Rex River State once again chosen, of course, to host the final phase of this year's Nigerian Premier Basketball, competitions. With what they've actually outlined as what they intend to offer: good transportation system, security, logistic support, financial support as well for all the teams. Do you think that River State can meet up with all of these, said things on ground for the rest of the team that are coming down here?
Definitely we can, knowing fully well that River State is the treasure base of the nation. We have the enormous resources, and I think we can do that, and also see it as from another angle of opportunity, of engagements, also with tourism. When things like this happen, you have an opportunity to expand your network, to also make money, because from I think 7th of November or so, or 27th of November or October, there will be a lot of engagement activities, buying and selling. The states will be a tourist states, so, and people will take advantage of these economic activities to make sure that they make something out of it. So it's another way to also expand our network. It's another way to improve tourism and to also make sure that we grow as a state also. So I think it's a welcome development for Rivers Hoopers.
Welcome development for Rivers Hoopers and for Rivers State in particular, because people, when they come in here, they will certainly eat, they will certainly recharge their phone, they will certainly lodge, because they're not going to sleep on the air. So all these amount to, business activities, flowing, exchanging hands, and of course money will also exchange hands. They talk about tourism as well, a lot to benefit from this. So we say kudos to the Rivers State government and to Rivers Hoopers in particular for getting the nod to host the final phase of this year's Nigerian Premier Basketball League competition. All right, Dolphins Basketball Club of Lagos, the reigning champions of the 2025 Women's Premier Basketball League, has withdrawn its intention to host the 2025 FIBA African Zone 3 Women's Basketball Championship right here in Africa in the qualifier. They washed their hands off the hosting of the week-long qualifiers after the Nigerian Basketball Federation failed to grant the mandatory endorsement required for hosting in that particular one. So it looks as though the Nigerian Basketball Federation, they are not doing enough, because Dolphin had communicated to the Nigerian Basketball Federation of their intention to host the the rest of Africa. But then, up till date, 1 month has gone down, no response. And this is not good, because if we had hosted it, it will also be an advantage for the team, because they will be playing at home. Then again, you talk about at least boosting the economy, because as the rest of African teams come down to Nigeria, Lagos to be precise, we tend to benefit a lot. What do you make of Nigerian Basketball Federation's leadership so far?
I think it's not a good one when a club has brought about its clear intention to host a major tournament, and the federation itself is not showing support, to them. It shows that a lot is at stake, a lot is going on. It's not going well for the NBBF at the national level. So I think that a lot of investigation need to be put into place to know what really transpired. That is it that they are afraid of the compatibility of hosting such major tournaments, knowing that it involves Africa. If that is the case, then we have a long way to go. We should be able to put our house in order to make sure that when teams like or Nigerian clubs, are bidding for such hosting rights, the NBBF should be able at least to endorse them. Then let it be that it is the international scene that is not giving them endorsement, but not from your own governing body. So I think it is not good enough for them.
Not good enough indeed for them. The Nigerian Basketball Federation need to do enough. They need to do a lot in order for that synergy to exist between clubs right here. This would have been a great opportunity for Dolphin to host the rest of African teams back here in Nigeria, and know what that means to the economy of the nation and to that very state in particular. The club revealed that it has secured official approval from the FIBA African Zone 3 to host the event in Lagos between November 1st and 7th, a move that would have given Nigeria's team the rare opportunity to compete at the home scene and thrill local fans with top-tier African basketball actions. However, despite weeks of official correspondence, including letters, calls, and reminders to the NBBF executive since September 26, the Federation reportedly ignored all communications and failed to endorse the mandatory hosting firm. Without that document, rather, foreign teams cannot be cleared to travel to Nigeria in that particular championship. Clubs from Niger, Republic, and of course Togo, Ghana, Benin Republic, Burkina Faso, Liberia, Cote d'Ivoire, and Nigeria were expected to compete at the 2025 FIBA African Zone 3 Women's Basketball Championship in Africa qualifier right here. Meanwhile, FIBA Africa Zone 3 is in search of a new host for the competition, and there are stronger indications that one of the other 7 members will also be given the bidding rights, of course, to host that particular one. All right, we'll see how all of this go, but I can tell you that it's not a good one at all.